Hi, I'm Sheila and welcome back to my suburban garden. So last video I explained to you how I planted everything in the back, in the far back. Um, so yeah, it was really hard getting back there with the grass so tall and tromping through that. And so this winter I moved everything to the front. I'm literally just steps out of my back door. So I will show you around because I promised you a tour, and here we go. So we're gonna start with the tall bed. Um, I made this bed tall so that I could do my potatoes and onions and garlic. They're root vegetables and they need a tall bed. So last year I did them in containers, and this year I started them in containers. I started a few in containers because I was wanting to jump the gun, so to speak. But the rest I did in bed, so we're going to see how that works. And my other 6 beds, I have 6 beds out here. I did some of them with landscape timbers. I moved them from the back, so I only have 3 in landscape timbers. Landscape timbers are about $4.79. They're under $5 at Home Depot, so you can do that affordably. I did the rest in scrap wood just because I didn't have a way to go get the landscape timbers. My son was working out of town and I was anxious to get these beds started, so I did them with scrap wood. They'll probably have to be replaced, but yeah, so that's what I've got going on. So I've got my potatoes I planted yesterday and my brassica bed. So I planted the brassica bed. I only did one bed. It's spring, so next fall they're really cool weather plants. So next fall I'm gonna do the brassicas. I'll probably do 2 or 3 beds of brassicas, maybe 4. So, but I've got one bed for now. So, yeah. So, also I've gone on is this one, this bed here. It's gonna be beans and carrots. I've got, I'm a little late starting the carrots. They're really a cool weather plant also, and I did them last fall, and I'm gonna do them this fall. So this fall I'm gonna do a whole bed of carrots. So I hate to say keep coming back, but come back for that. But in this bed over here is my zucchini and sunflower bed. So yeah, I've been doing succession planting. So I started my seeds myself. I didn't go buy the plants. So I started the seeds in my greenhouse, and I do 1 or 2 because I'm reusing the same plastic containers from last year when I bought all the plants. And I should have done more, but they're done. They're in the ground. So yeah, the front is zucchini and the back is sunflower. And these 2 beds, I'm gonna do beans. I did not do enough beans last year. I planted, I don't know, 5 or 6 bushes. I thought there'd be enough beans. And they produce beans in batches. So you cut them and then they produce more. You do that a few times before they stop. But yeah, I had enough for one of us to eat. So yeah, and now I'm gonna take you look at my cornfield and my pumpkin watermelon patch. So my cornfield, I'm still tilling it. It's still being tilled next weekend. So I looked at my weather forecast for the next 10 days. And the 10-day forecast has it dropping down to 35 twice. And I'm west of Atlanta, zone 8A. So I looked it up. You just have to Google first and last frost. My last frost is the first week of April. And so, yeah, so I can start putting things in around soon. Um, Last year I waited too late. I waited till after Easter, which Easter is early this year, but um, so I'm gonna start putting things on the ground real soon. So this is gonna be my cornfield, and over here is my pumpkin and watermelon patch. So I laid down fabric, landscape fabric, because last year I had weeds. I had so many weeds, and I tried weeding and around the vines, and it's so hard to do it without damaging the vines. So this year I laid down landscape fabric, so that ought to work out pretty well. So that's what I have going on. It's a small garden. You don't have to have a large garden. Um, Work with what you got. I mean, 7 beds, a pumpkin watermelon patch, and a cornfield, I think is plenty enough for the two of us. Um, so, I'm so glad you came back. Um, Subscribe so that you will get notified on about my next videos. And I'll see you next one.